right, guys, so I'm going to do number 3 and number 4 as a review. I'm going to do it pretty quickly. I'm going to do it exactly how we did it in class. And then I'm going to teach you a trick, okay? Now, if you are comfortable the way that we did it in class, stick to that. I love that because that's going to help you with every problem in the future. And you'll see what I'm talking about. But if for these questions the trick helps you, then use the trick, okay? Whatever helps. So let's look at this number 3 really quick. And I'm going to do it quick, okay? So you can always pause and rewind. A recipe calls for 2/3 cup of sugar for every 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So we are talking about cups of sugar and teaspoons of vanilla. So I'm going to put here 2/3 cups of sugar and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. That's sort of the 2 things that we're talking about. Now it says, what is the unit rate in cups per teaspoon? So how many cups? We don't know. So cups is in the top. We have to stay with cups here. Cups, we don't know. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, in the top. Cups, we don't know. Per teaspoon. Per teaspoon. So we know it's 1 teaspoon. Okay, so teaspoon of vanilla is what they're giving us, which is 1. And then you look at it like that and you go cross multiply divided by 2. Okay, so you cross multiply 2/3 times 1 is 2/3. That's how I got the 2/3 here. And then the one that you can't cross because it has an X in it, you divide it. Okay, now why do I do this extra step? I only do this so that you guys always have it set up correctly. Okay, because yes, you could just say 2/3 divided by 2 and not do any of this junk here. But if they twist the sentence around, and you're going to see that on the second one, then if you do that, if you just grab this number and divide it by this, it's going to mess you up if you don't set it up. So in this case, 2/3 divided by 2, keep, change. This 2 has like a 1 underneath it. Okay, so it's 2/3 times 1/2. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 1/3. Now, I'm doing this very quick. Okay, this is a 3, by the way. 1/3 because I reduced this. Okay, I simplified it. Now I'm doing it quick, but remember you could always pause and go back. Let me do number 4. A recipe calls for 2/3 cups of sugar. So 2/3 cups sugar for every 4 teaspoons vanilla. 4 teaspoons vanilla. Okay, what is the unit rate in teaspoons? Okay, so I don't know what teaspoons in per cup. So cups, I know that it's 1. Okay, so because it's per cup. So it's like in each cup. That's 1 cup. Okay, and the teaspoons, I don't know. So teaspoons is the one that I don't know. So now I'm going to do cross multiply. 4 times 1 is 4. Divided by this one, 2/3. And now you do keep, which is like 4/1 times change, okay? And then flip 3/2, which gives me 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 2 is 2, which equals 6. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, so did you see how this one, they twisted it around? Okay, now I'm going to tell you a trick. Okay, and again, this trick, I did this very quick because I've done this 20 times with you in class and we did it today. So hopefully by now you get it. Now I'm going to tell you a trick. You might think, Miss Lorenzo, but don't you just divide this and this? And you do, okay? You could just say 2/3 divide by 2. But in this case, you don't. In this case, you don't because it's 2/3 divide by 4. Well, that's not going to work out that easily for you. But I'm going to tell you a trick so that it never confuses you. When you look at the second sentence, okay, look at the second sentence. It's going to tell you what is the unit rate in cups per teaspoon. Cups is going to come first, okay? Cups is going to come first. Per, think of that as the division sign. Teaspoon. Teaspoon is going to come second. Now, find out which one is cups. Cups is represented by 2/3. The division sign. Teaspoon is represented by 2. And then you do your keep, change, flip, which is 2/3 times 1/2, which is 2/6, which is the same thing as 1/3. Now look how it is on number 4. let's see which, now you have 2/3 and you have 4. But we don't know which one, if you set it up like this or you set it up the other way. So let's look at the second sentence. The second sentence says, what is the unit rate in teaspoons per cup? So teaspoons has to come first, per cup. So the per, make it the division sign. So which one is represented by teaspoons? Well, teaspoons is the 4 teaspoons. So now in this particular case, 4 divided, okay, teaspoons per cup. The cup is going to come second. So now you put this one. And now you do your keep, change, flip. So it's 4 times 3/2. And in this case, it's 4 times 3 is 12. 1 times 2 is 2. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. So you might find this easier to do it like that. So if that's the case, congratulations. Do it like this. We'll go over it more in class. But I want you now, but I'm going to tell you why I don't just show you how to do this from the beginning, because you get lazy and you do it like this. But when we go to another problem, for example, number 6 and number 7, you're going to see why learning how to set it up the way that I've taught you from day one is the way to go, okay? Now, let me do number 5 first, and then we're going to go to number 6 and number 7, and you're going to learn why I do things the way I do things. Okay. Number 5. So, and I always, in proportionality, I always do it that way. This is an easy one too. You could just say, Ethan ran 11 miles in 2 hours. What is the unit rate of miles to hour? Okay, so what goes first? Miles, 11. What goes second? 2 hour, 2 hours. So it's 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. And basically what this is saying is Ethan ran 11 miles in 2 hours. When you're looking at what is the unit rate of miles to hour, well, it's basically asking you, so how many miles can he run in 1 hour? And then you could do 11, 11 times 1 is 11, divided by 2, which is 5.5. So in 1 mile, he can do 5.5 miles, all right? And if you ever get stuck, like when we do the real FSA and you get stuck on this, just think of it in real life, okay? So let's say if you run 11 miles in 2 hours, well, how many can you run in 1 hour? I mean, it's common sense that you're just going to divide this by 2, okay? So, and it's 5.5 miles per hour. Don't let this confuse you. 5.5 hours per mile, that doesn't even make sense, okay? So you have to be very careful, okay? Because 5.5 hours in 1 mile, that's a lot of hours, man. If it takes you 5.5 hours to run a mile, you need to go to the doctor. That's not normal, okay? So your answer here is A, 5.5 miles per hour, okay? And that's pretty good. I don't think I could do that, by the way. That's a lot of miles in 1 hour, but all right. So let's look at these. Number 6 and number 7. This is the reason I always teach you the way I teach you. Look, Lisa drew a picture of a boat. She used a scale shown. So what are the things that we're talking about? We are talking about inches to feet. Inches to feet. That's what we're talking about. So it says 1 inch is to 6 feet. So I put here 1 inch is to 6 feet. Now, the boat in her picture is 7 inches long. So they're telling you, this is the proportion, okay? Okay, this is your key here. They're telling you that in the picture, it's 7 inches. So they're giving you the inches. Now they're asking you, what is the length in feet of the actual boat? So in feet is what you don't know. See, now I set it up, okay? So now I cross multiply. 6 times 7 is 42, divided by 1, which is 42. So the actual boat is actually 42 feet, okay? So in a picture, it's 7 inches, but in actuality, it's 42 feet. That's your answer. All right, let's do number 7. Okay, now Lisa drew a picture of a boat. She used a scale shown 1 inch. So 1 inch is to 6.5 feet. The boat in her picture is 7.25 inches long. So again, they're giving you the inches. 7.25 inches is to, what is the length in feet? So you don't know what the feet is. So I'm going to put X on the feet. So you see inches, 2 inches, feet, 2 feet. So cross multiply. Now, guys, in these questions, they're going to let you do, they're going to let you use a calculator. Okay, so we're going to use a calculator. By now, you should know how to multiply decimals, but go ahead and use a calculator. So you're going to multiply 7.25 times 6.5. When you enter it in a calculator, it's going to, oh man, I don't have a calculator. Hold on. Oh, I have it in my computer. Give me 1 second. You have to put that little point in. So when you enter it, in the calculator, you are going to put your 7.25 times 6.5, and then you press your equal sign, and it's 47.125. Okay, so let me go back here. Man, I hope you guys appreciate what I do for you, because I'm hungry and I want to go to dinner. I don't want to do this. So if your answer is 47.125, be careful in the FSA. It might tell you round to the nearest hundredths. At this point, you know that the nearest hundredths is going to be the 2. So you're going to look at the thousands place, and that's going to make this higher. So it's 47.13. So where was my problem? Oh, sorry. It was here. So I cross multiplied. I got the 47.125, which is rounded to 47.13. And after you cross multiply, you divide by 1. But in this case, 47.13 divided by 1 is just 47.13. So this answer is 47.13. All right, done with that. Now let's look at this beauty right here. Oh, nope, I'm not. Let's look at the other video. I'm going to make another video because this is already 12 minutes and 47. Bye.